So here I am back in Pear Tree Library again to read you the next instalment of Frizzled like a Fritter from the witches. We just got to the point where the witches were told to remove their wigs, and here I continue with the story. Oh heavens, I thought, oh help. Oh Lord, have mercy on me. These foul, bald-headed females are child killers, every one of them, and here I am imprisoned in the same room. I can't escape. At that point, a new and doubly horrifying thought struck me. My grandmother had said that they have special nose holes. They could smell out a child on a pitch-black night from right across the other side of the road. Up until now, my grandmother had been right every time. It seemed a certainty, therefore, that one of the witches in the back row was going to sniff me out at any moment and yell, "Dog's droppings!" would go up all over the room and I'd be cornered like a rat. I knelt on the carpet behind the screen, hardly daring to breathe. Then suddenly I remembered another very important thing my grandmother had told me. The dirtier you are, the harder it is for a witch to smell you out. How long since I had a bath? Not for ages. I had my own room in the hotel. My grandmother never bothered with silly things like that. Come to think of it, I don't believe I'd had a bath since I'd arrived. When had I last washed my hands or face? Certainly not this morning. Not yesterday either. I glanced down at my hands. They were covered with smudge and mud and goodness knows what else besides. So perhaps I had a chance after all. The stink waves couldn't possibly get through all of that dirt. "Witches of England!" shouted the Grand High Witch. She herself, I noticed, had not taken off either her wig or her gloves or her shoes. "Witches of England!" she yelled. The audience stirred uneasily and sat up straighter in their chairs. "Miserable witches!" she yelled. "Useless, lazy witches! Feeble, fibbling witches! You are a heap of idle, good-for-nothing worms!" A shudder went through the audience. The Grand High Witch was clearly in an ugly mood, and they knew it. I had a feeling that something awful was going to happen soon. "I am having my breakfast this morning," cried the Grand High Witch, "and I am looking out of the window at the beach, and what is I seeing? I am asking you, what am I seeing? I am seeing a revolting sight. I am seeing hundreds, I am seeing thousands of rotten, repulsive little children playing on this sand. It is putting me right off my food. Why have you not got rid of them?" she screamed. "Why have you not rubbed them out? These filthy, smelly children." With each word she spoke, flecks of pale blue phlegm shot out of her mouth like little bullets. "I am asking you why!" she screamed. Nobody answered her question. "Children smell!" she screamed. "They stink out the world! We do not want these children round here!" The bald heads in the audience are nodded vigorously. "One child a week is no good to me," the Grand High Witch cried out. "Is that the best you can do?" "Oh, we will do better," murmured the audience. "We'll do much better." "Better is no good either," shrieked the Grand High Witch. "I demand maximum results. So here are my orders. My orders are that every single child in the country shall be rubbed out, squashed, squirted, squivered, and frittered before I come here again in 1 year's time. Do I make myself clear?" A gasp went up in the audience. I saw the witches looking at each other with deeply troubled expressions, and I heard one witch at the end of the front row saying, "All of them? We can't possibly wipe out all of them." The Grand High Witch whipped round as though someone had stuck a skewer into her bottom. "Who said that? Who dare argue with me? It was you, was it not?" She pointed a gloved finger as sharp as a needle at the witch who had spoken. I didn't mean it, your grandness," the witch cried. I didn't mean to argue. I was just talking to myself." "You dare to argue with me?" screamed the Grand High Witch. I was just talking to myself," cried the witch. "I swear it, your Grand Highness." She began to shake with fear. The Grand High Witch took a step forward. When she spoke, it was a voice that made my blood run cold. "A stupid witch who answers back must burn her bones until they're black," she screamed. "Oh, no, no!" The witch in the front row, Grand High Witch, went on. A foolish witch without a brain must sizzle in the fiery flame. Oh, save me! Cried the witch in the front row. The Grand High Witch took no notice of her. An idiotic witch like you must roast upon the barbecue. Oh, forgive me, oh, your grandness, cried the miserable culprit. I didn't mean it. But the Grand High Witch continued with her terrible recital. A witch who dares to say I'm wrong will not be with us very long. A moment later, a stream of sparks that looked like tiny white hot metal filings came shooting out of the Grand High Witch's eyes and flew straight towards the one who dared to speak. I saw the sparks striking against her and burrowing into her, and she screamed a horrible howling scream, and puffs of smoke rose up around her. A smell of burning meat filled the room. Nobody moved. Like me, they were all watching the smoke. And when it had cleared away, the chair was empty. I caught a glimpse of something wispy white, like a cloud, fluttering upwards and disappearing out of the window. A great sigh rose up from the audience. The Grand High Witch glared around the room. I hope nobody else is going to make me cross today, she remarked. There was a deathly silence. Frizzled like a fritter, said the Grand High Witch. Cooked like a carrot. You will never see her again. Now we get down to business.